Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Halo mod showcase. I haven't done one of these in quite a while. I think it's been, what, maybe 6 months or so since I've covered mods. So today I have a real treat for you, and as always with Halo mods, link will be down below in the description if you want to check out any of these for yourself. Remember to leave a like on this video if you enjoy, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So Halo has had a lot of wacky mods over the years. After all, the Halo franchise is well over 2 decades old at this point, and the games have had some presence on PC with mod tools in one way or another existing since at least 2003. Over the years, we've seen everything from really obscure Spongebob mods being featured in some of the oldest YouTube videos ever, to more recent things like this mod that for some reason turns the entirety of Halo 1 into whatever this is. It's actually kind of cool. Then you have this mod that turns all the enemies into Sword Elite. And you thought the library was a pain in the ass on Vanilla Legendary. And who can forget the Halo 3 mod where you're tasked with taking over a pirate ship for the UNSC. Wait, what? Yes, that's a thing. All of these mods are fantastic in their own right, but the mods I really wanted to specifically talk about today is something totally unique. Imagine you took the dig site mods and their slugmen, mashed them together with a sprinkle of classic Halo vehicles ported into Halo 3 for a healthy bit of nostalgia, and then added dinosaurs and alien tripods. This is Xenographic Tranquility by a modder called Jordan is Great in a nutshell. Xeno Tranquility is a custom-built campaign that takes place after the end of Halo 3 and throws much of the established canon to the wind in an oddly somewhat lore-friendly way. It doesn't waste too much of your time with the story, but the basic gist of it is that after the Human Covenant War ended, the difficult peace within the galaxy that Halo 3 left us off with fractures. A lot. In Xeno Tranquility, every faction is trying their hardest to take over the galaxy because reasons. Like I said, there really isn't much of a story here, but oh my gosh, is the gameplay something else entirely. This campaign consists currently of about 5 levels with more to come in the future. In them, you play through a wide variety of scenarios ranging from creeping through the jungles, to defending a city from a Banished invasion, to going behind enemy lines in the Arctic to take out a Banished carrier while under attack by literal megalodons. Oh yeah, did I mention that? The Banished are in this mod, and in full form, which is really nice to see. I've seen a lot of mods that just use standard ghosts painted red to depict Banished factions, but Xenographic Tranquility actually has proper Banished models inspired by Halo Wars 2 where they exist, and even a couple of custom models like this Revenant, for example. Gameplay consists of a good variety of air, land, and entirely new to Halo, the Cut C vehicle from Halo 3 is now in the game. There's also water versions of the Spectre from Halo 2. In a previous video I had made quite a while ago, one of my biggest criticisms of modern Halo under 343's direction is the severe lack of using the existing sandbox. I mean, we have so many cool vehicles and weapons in the Halo universe, but it seems like 343 is hellbent on giving us a very limited sandbox in all their games. That is not a problem in Xenographic Tranquility. Within these levels, you'll find everything from pulse carbines to maulers, flamethrowers, new black plasma rifles, old vehicles, all of which are drivable by the way, like the Shadow from Halo 2's campaign, the Spectre, Falcon, Revenant, a new custom APC, and loads of custom weapons. The sandbox is truly amazing, which allows for a lot of replay value. Now I've talked about weapons and vehicles, but let's talk about the enemy types. There's a lot of them, both new and old. Thus far, there's no Flood in the campaign, not yet at least. But there are a plethora of other hostile NPCs from the aforementioned Slugmen, as well as all the standard Covenant infantry. A particular touch I really liked with this mod is the fact that it takes place after Halo 3, and it actually reflects that pretty well in the gameplay. One of my other biggest criticisms of 343 era Halo is how despite the fact that the Covenant is supposedly fractured into a bunch of splinter factions, all their uniforms always seem too, well, uniform. That's, again, not the case in Xenographic Tranquility. Here, the Banished and Covenant factions all wear a hodgepodge of different outfits, which manage to be immersive lore-wise, but also easy to distinguish in gameplay. Throughout the levels, you'll encounter Gold Elites sporting Combat Evolved era armor, as well as banished troops, honor guards, custom grunts, and everything in between. Hunters are even given a nice touch-up as well, with brand new unique variants that shoot different projectile. Coming into contact with old wraiths is also not uncommon. It really adds to the feeling of immersion and world building that all these things exist not only within the universe's lore, but also in-game. Again, it really baffles me how 343 has so much lore and design choices to pull from, and yet such a limited sandbox within their games. And then we get things like this in Halo Infinite. Yikes. But back to the mods though, and there are also brand new enemies like whatever the heck these things are. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but they terrify me. Crawling little bio-cyborg leg stalker things that come at you in hordes. Yeah, they're terrifying, but cool to see nonetheless. Then you have giant alien tripods from, I think, Half-Life 2? There's also some unique boss battles like this Brute Chieftain that has a constant bubble shield and uses a flamethrower, so you have to get close to him with a trip mine to defeat him. Then of course you also have the aforementioned dinosaurs. They range everything from peaceful grazing animals to hostile wildlife to missile-mounted armored-up Banished killing machines. Yes, that's a thing. The Banished have apparently domesticated dinosaurs into their ranks. I wonder how many grunts got eaten in that process. So, loads of new enemies and weapons for them to shoot at you with, but don't worry, the mods don't leave you without some new toys as well. In these mods are player drivable vehicles ripped straight out of the first Halo Wars game. These include, in order from least exciting to most exciting, the Anti-Air Wolverine, the Hawk Special Unit, and what has to be the coolest for me, a drivable Vulture gunship. There's also a Pelican you can fly, but those are just so last year. Especially when the Vulture's an option. I mean, really, I love these things. I've always wanted to see one drivable in an FPS Halo game, and they are just so cool. They only appear in one of the levels as far as I know, but they're still awesome with a fully designed interior. You actually have to walk up through them to get to the cockpit. It just feels amazing. It's like a Halo fantasy come true. All that being said though, I do have to be honest. The levels themselves within Xenographic Tranquility are a bit mixed in terms of quality sometimes. Some of them are fantastic, with my personal favorite being Desolate December, the mission where you fight across multiple icebergs in the Arctic before boarding a giant Covenant ship in the water. This mission is borderline perfect and has just about everything I want in a custom Halo game. Water combat, decent visuals, a great soundtrack, level design that feels like it was ripped straight out of one of Bungie's Halo games, and plenty of enemy and weapon variety. But then there are some other levels like Secluded Sunset, for example, which is probably my least favorite of the bunch. The boss fight towards the end was cool, but the rest of it is just way too dark. Literally, you can hardly see where you're going. I get that it's supposed to be a night mission, but considering all of these mods are built on Halo 3's engine and not ODST's, that means that there's no visor mode to light up dark spaces, and it just feels really tedious to play. That being said, I still do encourage you to give all of these levels a try, at least once, because most of them offer a good bit of fun still. They're far from the most polished mods out there, with the occasional wonky collision box or missing animation, but they're still worth playing regardless. In addition to the Xeno Tranquility campaign, there's also another mod by the same author that I want to cover real quick, called Helljumpers, that has you playing as, you guessed it, an ODST before the events of the main games. It seems like this one is meant to be a campaign by itself with multiple levels, but thus far there's only one available. It borrows a lot of features from the Ultimate Firefight mod, where it allows the player to customize their character and loadout before the mission starts. Honestly, this one was a bit buggy. I had a hard time getting a lot of the triggers to work that would allow me to progress to the next area, and different parts of the map have bugged out more than once on me. It's a cool concept, but I think this one needs a bit of work still. But that concludes my mod showcase for Jordan is Great's levels. Overall, despite some bugs here and there and a bit of wonkiness at times, I highly recommend you go play these because they are truly a unique Halo experience you just cannot get from any other mods right now. If you've got a few hours to spare, go ahead to the description of this video, download the mods, join the channel Discord if that's your thing, and leave a like on this video if you did enjoy. Thank you always so much for watching, and a special thank you to Jordan for making these mods in the first place. They are really cool. I hope you make more. I look forward to seeing what comes in the future. Thank you again so much for watching, especially if you've made it this far. As always, have a great day, and stay safe. That's going to be it for me. Goodbye.